What is up, guys? Today I am getting a chance to check out the brand spanking new GoPro Hero 9 Black. This thing looks insane. Let's get into it. Hey guys, my name is Jeff, and on this channel I do all sorts of tech reviews, tutorials, and more. Please consider subscribing, but let's jump into unboxing this GoPro Hero 9. So we're just going to start off here looking at the box, and I know some of the previous models have had plastic in the packaging. This one is just completely cardboard, so I suppose that's better for the environment. And it looks like you open it up right here on the bottom, so I'm going to do the ever satisfying rip. Oh yeah. That gets us open. We're going to slide this out. Look at that casing. So it comes in this nice convenient carrying case. That's pretty slick. Let's open up the GoPro case. Not much more to it than that. Oh, look at that. So let's go through the good stuff. First off, let's pull out the GoPro. Oh, that is fun. Alright, we're going to get to this in a second. I'm going to put this off to the side. In the meantime, let's see what else we get in here. So we've got our battery. So this battery is bigger than the batteries that have been on the previous GoPro versions because they have added 30% more battery, and I'm hoping at a later point here to do some testing to let you know how this larger battery turns out. Looks like we have a USB to USB-C cable. To me, it's always something of interest of how long these cables actually are that they include. So this cable itself is probably about 1.5 feet in length. So you can just kind of get a gauge for the size cable that they include. If you're enjoying this video or getting some value out of it, take a second right now, smash that like button as it helps out this channel as well as this video. And looks like we also have some mounting gear. So we're going to set that off to the side. This piece that's inside here does say recycle on it. And I'm noting that there's nothing else underneath it, but honestly I think I'm going to hold on to this. To me, this seems like it would be convenient to just store everything in. Oh, and then we've got all of our literature here. So subscribe to GoPro, instructions, and more instructions. I like the casing. It's this mesh material. It's a hard case, so great for storing stuff. I also like the pocket that's up here. Stick all your cables and such in, and then got plenty of storage room in here. This makes it really convenient for taking the camera on the go. So that seems to be it for the casing. Let's get to the camera. So the addition of the front screen is something else that is new on the Hero 9, and we're just gonna take some of the wrapping off as soon as I figure out how to peel this apart. There we go. Alright. Isn't it fun when you get something new and you just get to take all of the packaging off of it? Like, I could probably get a job as the person that just peels off all of the screen protectors. Just such a satisfying, oh yeah, such a satisfying feeling as you peel those things off. So look at that front screen, I like that. Pretty neat. And then we've got the screen on the back, which is a little bit bigger than the screen that was on the Hero 8. I'm going to peel this guy off. Yes! Now real quick, in all of our videos we hide Tinker. He's our little hidden robot that pops up briefly in all of our videos. If you spot him popping up somewhere in this video, be sure to take note of the timestamp or the amount of time into this video you spotted him popping up. Be the first person to let me know that time down in the comments section below to get your name and your YouTube channel, if you have one, featured on our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page. So let's take a quick look at overview of the Hero 9. Let's start on the front, and first we have the brand new color front screen which has been added, and that's going to be great for positioning your shots as well as just kind of seeing what you're shooting. In addition to that, this lens that is right next to it, this is the first time that you can twist it and actually remove the lens. You have not been able to do that on previous GoPros. So if your front lens happened to get scratched at some point, you are pretty much out of luck. Whereas on the Hero 9, with this thing being able to be removed, I could simply purchase another one of these, or this also opens it up for other developers, I guess, to design different lenses for the Hero 9. So that's pretty neat. I'm interested to see what people come up with. And I'm going to just kind of find the grooves back on this lens and twist that back on there. So moving from that point, let's go to the side. The side actually has our power and mode button. And this is actually something else new that has been added. This is a drain. So the camera's waterproof, and after you submerge it in water, this drain allows for the camera to drain quicker and get you better audio from the microphone. And that's pretty fun. If we move to the back, we have a larger screen from the GoPro 8. And again, we'll take a look at that when we power this up. On the top, we have our record button. And if we jump to the bottom, we have got our mounting clips, which pop out. So you can kind of see that. What I did is plugged the GoPro 9 in and charged it up. And I did that using the USB-C cable just to show you that fits into the port right here. Other end goes into your charger, and I charged this guy up. It took me at least an hour and a half to get the battery fully charged. From this point, if we look at the inside, we've got the slot for a micro SD card. I'm going to slide that in. I have a 64 gig. This is a SanDisk Extreme Plus. By the way, I'm going to link to all this stuff down in the description so that if you want to check any of this stuff out, including the Hero 9, you can do that through those links. Those are affiliate links, so I do earn a portion of any purchases you make through those Amazon affiliate links. Let's insert our battery. We're going to go ahead and pop this guy in. We've got our micro SD card, battery inserted. I don't know if you wanted a quick view of the inside, but you can kind of see all the wiring that's in there. It's a good view for you. Let's pop this guy in, close this up. I was going to do a firmware update, so I did fully charge the battery on this, and as we hold down the power button, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When I was trying to power this thing up before, I noticed like the first time I hold it down, it doesn't always start right up, but this time it's going to start up. So we get the beep and the flashing red light, and now as you can see, we've got our rear screen and we have our front screen. Hey, how's it going? So things are looking pretty good. I am going to do the firmware update just so that we have the latest and greatest on this, and I'll let you know how that goes. So I installed the GoPro app. I have the GoPro turned on, and it has a camera update available, so we are going to update. All right, the update finished. Took about 3 minutes to update the firmware. So from this point, I'm in the app, and I went to the first camera icon, and I can control my GoPro, and I'm going to enable preview. Got it. So it's using Wi-Fi right now, but once that connects, let's see if we can get, here we go. So now we can see on my phone what the camera is seeing, and we'll pan up here. So just to give you an example, We can see what's going on and frame up our shot by taking a look at this front camera screen. Now, something I did notice is as I am filming and even just kind of waving my hand in front of it or just kind of moving around, there's a little bit of a lag or a little bit of a choppiness in that front screen. It's not too bad, but it's definitely noticeable. Now I can still frame up all my shots and know what I am filming, but there is just a little bit of a lag on there. Hey guys, so there's a little bit of wind out right now and I want to take this thing for a quick run, give you a couple samples of the footage. Starting off here with 4K 30 frames per second. Alright, so we are now recording in 4K. This is 60 frames per second. I gotta say, I'm loving this front screen. Let's check out if we can do some of the TimeWarp 3.0 action. So we are now doing 5K filming. So the last thing I want to do here is I'll show you guys a couple of pictures that I took using the 20 megapixel camera so you can get a idea of what some of the pictures look like coming out of this Hero 9. So I want to take a few minutes and just talk to you guys about the video features that are on this camera, because the camera's only as good as what you can do with it. There are so many cool options on the Hero 9. So you can go to the different modes by just clicking the mode button on the side. Before we do that, if I scroll down with my finger, this also gets us to different settings, and if you don't like the annoying beeps, you can turn that off by clicking the music note. We also have the talking man, and if you click him, that's going to activate all the different voice commands, so you can do things such as GoPro start recording. So it's going to start recording. GoPro stop recording. All voice activated, which is pretty neat. In addition to that, if we go to the different modes, let's start with, we have time-lapse video and photo. Let's go to video. So this guy can record in up to 5K at 30 frames per second, which is insane. You might be asking yourself, why in the world do we need to record in 5K? Well, what's cool about that is then once you're recording in 5K, you can zoom in and you can crop in on footage that you're taking, and you're not going to lose any quality. So that's pretty awesome. It's also got the Hypersmooth, the new stability technology, and I'll show you just a sampling here of that in a minute. You can also schedule your captures. So if we go into that, we can set a time that we want to capture whatever we're doing, and then duration, you can set it to no limit, or it goes all the way up to 3 hours, and there's all sorts of intervals in between. You can even go to intervals of like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 5, all the way up to that 3 hours. So that is pretty neat. You also have the hindsight feature, which is also new, and hindsight is going to essentially start recording at whatever set interval you set, so 30 seconds or 15 seconds, and it's actually going to add that footage to your recording when you hit the record button. So if you're trying to get an action shot and you're not exactly sure when you are gonna need to hit that record button, this is actually going to be always recording, and it'll add in that extra 15 seconds before you actually hit the record button, or up to 30 seconds here so that you don't miss any of that action that you're trying to get. So those are all different cool things with the video. Let's just take a look here at using the boost. So I just want to show you guys, here is an example of me kind of moving the camera around, and you can kind of see it jiggling. So if we turn on the boost for some of that as well, again, I'm moving and you're not even seeing the movement, like if you keep your eyes on the table there, it's not even really shaking that much because they've just figured out ways to get it to absorb all that shock. Whereas here, when we go back to the way it was before, you're really getting some of that jerkiness. So something else that is pretty neat with the different shooting modes and lenses, if we go to linear, which is what we were on, there's also this linear plus horizon leveling, and what that is going to do is keep the horizon aligned with your GoPro. So you'll notice the table is staying parallel with the screen. If we go back to linear here, as I'm moving the camera, it's no longer staying parallel to the screen. So awesome technology. Very, very cool stuff. That is all just with the video. If we jump over to the photo, so this thing takes 20 megapixel pictures, which is insane. Again, I just think that's really, really cool. You can set it up to time shots. Again, you can use your voice to tell it, hey, take a photo. You can also change the different types of photos that you want to take, live burst, night photos. Very, very cool stuff with the photos as well. And then we have the really cool time-lapse features. So time-lapse, they have TimeWarp 3.0. And you've got a couple of different options with the time lapses. You've got time warp, you've got time lapse, and you've got night lapse. And just depending on what you want to do, you can choose those different options. Again, you've got the options here where you can schedule a time warp or a time lapse. So you can set your camera up, schedule it to start, and then set the duration of when you want. And that's going to do it, so you no longer have to just set it up and hit record when you're ready to go. Very, very neat stuff, and that is all included with TimeWarp. Some pretty neat stuff. Taking a look at the GoPro Hero 9, and I'm going to be doing some future videos here in regards to the Hero 9, but I'm interested to know what you would like to see more of with the Hero 9, so let me know down in the comments section below, and I'll try to incorporate any questions or any of your requests into my upcoming videos. Hey, my name's Jeff. On Tinker Forward here, we do all these tech reviews. In the coming videos here, we're going to be reviewing some of the new Fitbit products that are coming out, which should be pretty fun. So if you hit that subscribe button, that little notification bell, you won't miss any of the future upcoming videos. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you guys in the next video.